Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Jessica Jones podcast. Happy Halloween. Here I am today in my costume as Erica Badu, the queen of all things magical. One of my friends, he is a musician, and he told me that Erica Badu likes to be intimate with her band. I don't know what it is that they do. It could be, sex, but who knows? I feel that women don't necessarily get the same type of like love and attention when they feel sexually free. I feel like for men can, sleep with two friends and their mother. And their homeboys are like, my dude, you doing it out here. Like you done bag the whole family. And if a woman does it, it's like a double standard. That gets me to my point of the guy code. I feel like everyone should be able to express themselves however they see fit. Like there are guys who, are clearly married and have kids. They may go to different parks or they may go to Target or whatever with their family and like eye to eye with some other dude. I just feel like guys have a specific code. Like we don't kiss and tell, or if you're cheating on your girl, guys know that their homeboy is a dog, but yet they don't say anything. I feel like with women, we need to work on a code. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know your homegirl is staying protected, she's safe, but she just wants to splurge and live her best life, then like why are we so quick to call her a hoe or call her a name and like, disrespect her? But if your brother or your male cousin or some other dude is doing it, nobody frowns on that. And I feel like for women, I feel for us. We need to respect one another. We need to stay connected after all of the things that we've been through. So I make sure that if I go to somebody's house for the first time, I like to send my friends the address. So just in case, have those females for that. I just saw on Instagram that Papoose was talking about his, Remy Ma, and how she was in prison and going to visit women in prisons. There was no women there. But then if you go to a male prison, there's females all over the place. Like females, they say, bros before hoes and money over bitches and all types of things that they say about women in these goddamn music videos and songs or whatever. And yet women, we're still like letting boom, boom, boom. It's like in a scary movie when your motherfucking ass shouldn't have been out them goddamn woods in the first place, running around with Paul and Steven and Susan, and the goddamn boogeyman comes out the back door and you running outside and all of a sudden you trip and fall and boom, you get knocked over the goddamn head. Like you knew intuitively your ass didn't need to go to that goddamn cabin. You knew on the news they were talking about some dude was out here killing people, and yet your motherfucking ass is still out there in the woods with Tom and Susie. Like, wake up, women. Like, they're over here saying bros before hoes, and we out here supporting it like that shit is cool. Like, wake up. Like, for real. I feel like as women, we really have to do better because women are very strong. If we can bring the spiritual realm into the physical realm, that's a lot of power right there. We're in between two worlds, bringing these things together. So women, let Erica Badu live her life. If that's something that she's done, I don't know if she's had sex with these people or not. Lord knows. I don't know. But they say they have a very magical connection. Let them have their magical connection. Let her be the queen of her situation, and that's good. So let's work on it, ladies. Let's work on it. Let's work on connecting and doing our thing together and keeping a code. So if some shit goes down, zip your motherfucking mouth. All right. What I really want to talk about, me growing up in Virginia, if you ever thought about NERD, Pharrell, Chad, and Shay, and you looked at how they were, or you think about Timbaland, or you think about Missy and how abstract and how stylish, but how like, Pharrell's like skateboard P and Timbaland had this whole like different sound, like my icebox, you know what I mean? And then you get to Missy Elliott and she's got on a fucking full on glad bag, it's all black and she's puffed up and she can't stand the goddamn rain. Like that came from Virginia. It's like Virginia to me and I'm going to say the term that we say amongst each other is, it's more like a black white area, meaning that we come together as a team. Like my very first best friend, like in elementary, like even like 4 years or 5 years old, she was a white girl that lived in like around the corner from me, like a block away from my house. And my neighborhood was like that. It was black and white. With that being said, it's like the term for me is not black enough. Growing up, my best friend had such a, hard time in school because he liked watching anime and he liked listening to rock music or EDM, and he also liked R&B. He was a big fan of Monica and Brandy and all those things, and it was the same for me. I listened to a lot of CKY coming up. I listened to Bjork, you know what I mean, Hoobastank and Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit, like just to name a few, Michelle Branch and Vanessa Carlton. And these people got me together a lot, coming up. I was really big into pop other than Michael Jackson because he's the king, but I listened to a lot of pop music, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears. Living in LA and being a black woman, and if you come out and say, hey, I played the violin for 10 years, people are like, gasp. Really? Like as if we are not into classical music. I don't listen to trap music all day. Hell, I don't even buy the goddamn albums. If anything, I have Tidal. I support that. And I stream whatever music they have on there. And if I feel like twerking something, then I'll twerk something for 5 minutes. But I don't buy those things. That's not something that I necessarily support. But not being black enough. Like there are times where I'm out with my group of white friends and then I'm out with a group of my black friends. And so my whole like vernacular and everything will change with each group. And it depends, you know what I mean? Especially if it's dealing with like my black people that are like, they don't have no white friends, you know what I mean? Or if I'm hanging out with my white people who don't have any black friends besides me. And my friends on each side, they know what time it is. Oh, like you'll have your black friends be like, oh girl, you changed your voice up for the white folks. No, I don't change my voice up to sound more white or to be more whatever. I feel like everybody has different parts of themselves. Like I watched Teal Swan, and Teal was like, for the most part, everyone has multiple personalities. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, we're all out here living like schizophrenic lives, but we all have different parts. We are a complicated being. We're not all just a one-sided person. And so for me, when I'm around my white friends, it's like that's a part of me. You're everywhere, cause you're everywhere to me. Like that's my joint. I get into that. Or then I'm over here, Nuck if you buck. Now that doesn't mean that every black person listens to Nuck if you buck, but I'm just trying to give you like the extremes on both sides. Like I never, being from where I'm from, dealt with a bunch of racism. I didn't have like friendships like that where they was like, oh, let me touch your hair. Let me do something strange. Like, no, the white people back in Southern Virginia knew what time it was. They knew what we were sensitive about. They knew what buttons to not press. They knew all of those things. And I'm just like so thankful and grateful for those friendships that I've had and still have because, they were like, we're hip. And we understand the culture. And for all my black people who don't have any white friends or any other friends outside of their race, like, I just feel like that's really closed off. And not even just the black people. I want to speak to all races, like all races as a whole. Whether you're Korean or whether you're Armenian or you're Mexican or Puerto Rican, or black, white, whatever, expand your horizons. Give a little bit from each person, like get a little bit from each person. Because when I went to school, I had such an array of different folks that I hung out with. I had my black friends, but my black friends, my white friends, my Asian friends, we all hung out in one group together. You know what I mean? It wasn't like no separation that we felt like, oh, well, this person was like, is not going to understand. They actually took the time to understand. I just feel like not being black enough. Like I'll hear, certain females, and I'll just speak on the black females, because I love y'all and I'm really trying for us to really connect and we can all be one one unit, but don't tell me I'm not black enough, or that's white, or that's this or whatever. Bitch, we're all American. Why can't black people as a whole be open to other avenues and other sources other than what you're used to? Like, I feel like at this point, in order for us as a people to get somewhere in life and to grow, we need to open our eyes to other things. You know what I mean? Because obviously we're the only people who have a hard time sticking together while everybody else is running around and doing things together and, having fun with us too. We can also do those things. Embrace the changes, embrace the things that are different about us. Right now, we need the whole team. Okay, with everything that's happening in the world, we need the whole team. We need the people that you feel like are too white or too token, or the people who are too black or who are too thug like, and what we need to bring all the polar opposites into one room together, because at this point we have to stick together. What good does it serve us to not stay connected? Oh, that person, that black girl, she's too white. You know what I mean? Her hair, her tracks are old. Well, bitch, why won't you help her with her old tracks? We are the first ones to talk about somebody's hair or to talk about somebody's this, that, and the third, and you run in the goddamn beauty salon. Like, why can't you help another sister out? Maybe she grew up in an all-white neighborhood, and white folks clearly don't know the difference. They don't know when you got old weave in. They don't know that. They be like, oh my God, your hair is so long. I mean, last week it was short and it just grew so fast. How did that happen? Girl, wake up, girls. That is a weave. Ain't nobody's hair growing that fast in a week. Come on. But I'm saying, like, getting over to it, like, help that sister out. Get them tracks out. Get that new growth together. You know what I mean? Blow it out. Give her that Dominican blow out. Get her together. Give her a Bantu knot twist out. Whatever it takes. We have to look out for one another. Instead of making memes and joking each other, we can all be lifting everybody up. So overall, it's not about being too black or black enough. Let's just be black, let's be strong, and let's be proud to be whoever we are. Because it makes a difference when people finally embrace the differences and the greatness that we all have. If everybody was the same, we would be living in a robotic, boring ass world. So at the end of the day, let's support one another. Well, whatever we like to do, let's do it. Because right now, these gamers and these anime people are getting paid to do the shit. So, why, instead of joking them, join them. Join them. Join me. Okay? But living in Los Angeles, California, and going to parties, and I may be the only black woman there. I see that a lot of black men will only be with like mixed girls or others, insecure bop. That's what we call them. And that's just what it is. Like, y'all are dating everyone else. And I'm like, why aren't there any black women being represented at these parties? Like, where are we? And why aren't we getting any invitations? And when you walk up on these black men, sometimes they act a certain way. Now, for one, I haven't necessarily dealt with a lot of that, thank God. I have dated plenty of black men out here. And, I've always wondered, like, okay, but then I've also been at parties and I've seen it firsthand. When I look at Michelle and Barack Obama and what they stand for, it's such strength and so much power. And then when I go to parties and I see a group of black folks walk in, it's like everybody's like, whoa, because we're powerful. We're a powerful people. And we have to understand that and not be so against it. Like, okay, yeah, now you done made $1 or $2. And yet you feel like, well, in order for me to feel, adequate or feel like somebody, I can't be with a black woman, because that's not what they're putting out on TV. And that's not what they're putting on Instagram. And that's not what they're putting on all of these other little fucking crazy ass platforms. But all those platforms, just like everyone else knows, it's a goddamn lie. I feel like the men don't want it, but the other women feel more threatened when we're all there. And for all the black men who say, I don't date black women, I'm sorry, but I feel like you need to get some therapy for that. Because to me, that doesn't make any sense. I can't even. I've heard white women say they don't date white men. Like, how in the hell? Everybody has a place in life. Everybody is great at whatever the hell that they do. But to not date your own race, to me, is something that's just unheard of. It doesn't make any damn sense. Oh, you you want your women to be more submissive and more this and the third. There are black women who are submissive and like that. And that's not me. Honestly, black men, y'all got y'all damn problems too. You know, we all got our issues. And just because the woman you with ain't saying too much, she's saying something to somebody else about your ass. But you just too goddamn naive to understand that bitch is smart. These white women and these other races of women y'all dating, don't think for a second that they're dumb, okay? They ain't dumb. They know what you doing. They know what you out there getting together. These white women ain't stupid. They got a separate savings account where they're saving all the little money and remembering all the times you done called her out her name and disrespected her. These white women are keeping little tabs on your ass. Don't believe for a second she that damn weak. We make as women the decisions, but we make them cute. Like a man has to be all on top of things and be a dictator. No, women, we like to do things in secret. You know, we like to become friends with all your friends behind your back and you don't even know that we slowly plotting. So before you think that, oh, black women doing this, black women doing that, all women are doing something. We are just a little louder about it, but they quiet. And you always got to be careful with the quiet ones. Y'all know that. That's like the biggest trick in the book. You always got to watch the person who ain't yelling. You know, the person who's quiet. The person who's just sitting back like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's the one who's probably plotting on your ass. It's the quiet ones. They the slow killers. You know, they'll take your ass out of here, put your ass in motherfucking jail. Like y'all out here thinking these women ain't smart. They already know the game. You know what I'm saying? They probably getting money from another dude you don't even know about. Because when it comes down to it, any woman out here, they know how to get to the money. Everybody mad. Getting to the money. Everybody mad. Don't be mad, guys. Y'all need to wisen up because we are stronger together than we are apart. With everything that's happening and this on this earth and this planet and in America, like we are going through enough as a people. So right now, if anything I can put out there in this podcast today is to stick together. Whether you're black, white, or whatever, Martin Luther King and all these other folks that just really stood up for us wouldn't have been able to do as much as they did if it wasn't for other races coming together to stand with us. So for all the people who are saying, oh, this person's not black enough, and they have a great group of white friends or Asian friends or Middle Eastern friends, but they respect black people, like why not come together? Because we do better in numbers and we need everybody to achieve the greatness that we so need to have in this life and in this world, because we stand better together than apart. Thank you again for watching my show, the Jessica Jones Podcast. Make sure you comment, you share, you like, and subscribe. And I will see you guys again next week. Thank you.